So, hello guys. Today, 𝗍cie𝗶𝗶 is the host for today's meet, and I welcome you all here. With today's topic is React form and event handling. So, forms are something which is very important to be implemented to your page in order to get the data from your users. So, today is that topic which you have to answer it in the context of React. Remember one thing, guys. I can even ask you the previous topics question, which will be very basic. So yeah, so here we go, and please be well. I hope you all guys are well prepared. So let's start it. There will be two questions from each member, and third questions will be optional. Okay, that if you don't know, we can pass the question to the other members. Okay, so I without wasting any time, I'll go with Tiwari first. So Tiwari, your very first question is this: that what are components in React?
Uh, yeah. So, yeah. Basically, components or component state, are you asking?
I'm asking you components.
Okay, so basically, components are the piece of code which is written inside a like function. So yeah, that's it. Components are the piece of code. Or we have two types of components like uh, we have class component and uh, other one is I just forgot what is other one. Uh,
Okay.
I can tell you component states.
Okay. Tell that, then I will answer you what is components.
Uh, yeah, yeah. So basically, component state in React is a data that is managed within a component, and it represents the internal state of component can be modified over the time of response of user or that other events. So and we can initialize within the components uh, using two methods we have like use states hook, or for classes we have this dot state object. So we can initialize it through these methods.
Okay. Okay. So component state is answered by you. But components are, yes, the piece of codes which are reusable in your page. For example, if you want to use a nav bar repeatedly in your page, then definitely you are going to create a component of it, and then you can use it while importing and exporting it into your pages to reuse it. It's very helpful, and it's very easy for any coder to debug the components instead of debugging a whole page. So yeah, these are the components. Okay, so now my next question is to Mahi. Mahi, are you there?
Yes,
Okay. So Mahi, can you tell me what are controlled components in React?
controlled components. Hello.
Yeah, controlled components.
Okay, so basically control components means I think I know the components and the control components. If I say honestly, I don't know, but let me tell you what I understand by the name control component. So maybe the control component are which that component which we can handle through the parent component like parent components. So maybe that's it. Control components.
Yeah, you're a little bit to the point, but control components are those elements whose value is controlled by React state. Like we use the use state and all, we initialize the values over there, right? They are controlled by us. We can initialize their value from one, from array, from object. It can be anything, right? But uncontrolled components are something which are not controlled by us, but they are controlled by DOM itself, typically assessed by reference. Got it?
Okay.
Okay, so tell me what are use state? What is use state? I mean,
This is question is for me. Use state.
yes. This is for you.
Okay. So use state is a hook for handling the data and manage the state of data in functional component, because in functional component we have not of have to class-based component. So also in function-based component, we use we use state hook to manage the state of the data in the component in the function-based component. So use state is like a first we need to import it from the React, like import 𝗲𝗲 use state from React, and after we need to initialize it like a const in array, because use state is when we declare it, so it is in the form of the array. So we need to first destructure it. So we const destructure with array, and in array we give it two value. First is the variable, anything like a state, and second one is a function like state. We are state that we can handle all the state and how the changes in the state variable, and we can handle all the stuff which we are which we are want to changes in the state state variable. And after equal to use state hook, and in and after parentheses we need to give starting value, like there is a count, we need to create a counter. So in counter we need to give a 0 for initially count 0. So it refer that 0 means whatever we give in parentheses, so it will refer to it will refer to first like a state. We give a state, and this state refer to 0 only, and after that where we want to manipulate with the state, so where so that we can use state, and after using state we manipulate that with the state, and we can change and manage all the stuff and state in functional based component. We are using a use state hook.
Okay, well answered. Use state are something which tell us the what is the state of our particular element on which we are targeting. Okay, it can be an array, it can be an object, and it can be any number also. Okay, so my next question is to Amit. Amit, can you tell me what are synthetic events in React?
Okay, yeah. So just like we have events in simple vanilla JavaScript, on-click event or on-hover event. So those are made upon only, I mean, those are offered by the browser itself. Those are browser native events. Similarly, we have React events, like React offers such events which are based upon those browser events. It is built upon the browser event only, but it comes with some its benefits. Like React offers some benefits over those simple events, and those benefits are like simply if we have the simple on-click event which browser offers, then that on-click event behaves very differently across different browsers. Like it will behave in different in Chrome or Edge or other browsers. But when we use React synthetic events, then React is React has modified that simple events by which we can have the consistent performance. Like we can have similar behavior over all the cross platforms. Like on all the platforms we have the same and consistent and predictable behavior. So in short, synthetic events are offered by the React, and those events are built upon our native browser events, and it makes them more specific and more optimized, and it is mostly used in React. And since React has its own state management system, so React needs to know all the events and it needs to control all the events. So that's why React offered synthetic events, and these synthetic events are mostly used in React applications.
Okay, so well answered. Synthetic events in React are a cross-browser wrapper around the browser's native event system. Okay, they are normalized to ensure consistent behavior across different browsers. So well explained by Amit. So my next question is to 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏. 𝗏𝗏𝗃𝗏, can you tell me what are the ways we can handle events in React?
There are different ways to handle events in React. So some of the things are on click. So on click event example, if we have a button, so when we click a button, it will make the changes will occur. So this is a on click event. On change event usually used in the forms. Whatever filling in the forms, whenever the changes inside the function, we will make the changes. So changes will occur on the on change event. and on submit event state. So this is used to submit the form. When we click the submit, when we have a submit button, and when we have to click that button means the on submit will submit that form. So that will occur, that change will occur over there. And mouse over event is there. That is when we move the mouse over the some buttons or bars or some text means it will change, the changes will occur. And mouse out is there, mouse out when you come outside the mouse, outside the button or bar something, and under the over the away from that tag, particular tag means the mouse out occur, the event will occur. These are the some of the events will usually do on event handling. Thank you.
Okay, so well answered by Kritika. So Kritika, I mean, as you answered that there are certain attributes to change the events of the element, sorry, the props inside something. So those are on click, on change, on submit, on mouse over, and it can be on mouse out also. These all work differently according to the need of the user. Okay, so here we have ended the first round, and let's enter to the next round. So my next question to Tiwari only. Tiwari, can you tell me what are the props in React?
Yeah. So basically, props are read-only data which is passed into a component, or like props are passed down from parent components to their child components. Uh, and uh, Props are used to customize component behavior and its appearance on UI. Unlike state props, uh, like they are immutable, and we can't modify within the components. So yeah, basically props are passed down from like parent component to their child component.
Can you explain that? I
Uh,
mean, I want you to explain the things in detail. Props. Why do we use props? What are the different ways to use it?
Actually, I know only about it. Like props are passed from parent to their child. These are
Okay.
uh, I know only.
Is there any benefit of using props?
Sorry, I don't know much more about this.
Okay, so I would like, who can answer? Let me know. Okay, Mahi, please complete the answer.
Okay, so the question was, what is the prop? Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So the props are a way to transfer data from parent component to its child component, or one component to another component. And the benefit for it, we can transfer the all data like array, object, whatever data we have in parent component, and we want to use it its child component or other component. So we can just simply use here props, and in where we can use that child component. So in at there we need to like I have a data and I need to pass it. So simply I can write like a data equal to in curly bracket data. So via these syntax I can pass the data from parent to child component, and after at the child component I just at the main function of the child in parentheses I can write a parenthesis, and inside there whatever key I have give at this at parent component. So just I write like a data. By this method or logic, I can use all the data whatever inside the parent component. I can use it and use at the child component itself. So for example, I have a data of the array or like an object. So I want to pass that object. So we can also destructure the data and in curly braces, and don't need to give any key because we are destructuring here. So just in component we just write the curly braces and dot splitting and the data. And after that we can destructure the data in the parentheses of the child component like a like in parentheses, curly braces, and in curly braces like a I. In the data object, I have a, like a key, like a ID name, whatever I have, just write them ID name key, and I can use that directly in the chat comment. So this is what I know about props.
Okay, well answered. So props are a mechanism of passing the data from a parent component to the child component. They are just immutable, as Tiwari already answered. Immutable simply means that the data which is already transferred by parent to child, which it cannot be transferred by child to the parent. It's just not possible. Okay. So yeah. My next question is to Maheen only. So Maheen, can you tell me how can we access props in React?
We can access props like a we are passing props only and why props dot whatever like a children. So by using props or children, we can access the child component inside the whatever we have, and after we can, there are so many ways. I have talked previously, like we are using the curly braces, and if we have a data of objects, so we can just read it and use it. So and like a props dot, we are using props dot, we can access the data whatever we have in the parent component.
Yeah, well answered. So, so we can simply inside the simple components which we write in HTML, inside it we can create curly brackets, and then we can catch the any element by using dot method. Okay. So my next question is to Amit. Amit, can you tell me the role of set state in managing a component state and triggering re-renders?
Set state.
Yes.
Actually, I'm not aware of set state in React. I haven't used that.
Set state, use state. Inside it,
Use
we
state. Yes,
yeah, there
okay,
are
sorry.
yeah.
I know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I forgot. Yeah. So
Okay.
set state. Yeah. So basically, we have a use hook in React called use state, and use state. Whenever we call use state, then use state gives us an array of two values, and one value is our data, whatever data we need to manage state of, and second thing in an array is the setter function that we got, and that setter function is basically used for the setting, like it just updates the data of our so we have an array, and inside that array we have two values. One is our data, and second is the setter function, which is set state, and that set state is basically responsible to update our current data. So that set state needs to be used whenever we want to set the data to a new value. Let's say if for example, if we have a counter application, and that counter application is utilizing that data, whether it is 0 or 1, then if we need to change the data within that component, if we want to increase it or decrease it, then we need to use that setter function only. We cannot manually change the data by incrementing or decrementing it. We cannot use manually. In order for React to know the state of the component, we need to use the setter function provided by the use state hook, and it is basically used to update the data. So we need to use that in order to know React that set has been changed. So setter function is a value, or is a function that we got that we received from by invoking the use state hook, and it is mostly used by the React to know the state and to update the state as per the user requirement.
Yes. Now you got my question. So set states are different. Basically, a hook which helps us to track the information which we are getting inside the use state. It is basically tracks the latest updates in it, and then it gives that value to the first component as a parameter which we are storing inside the square brackets. Okay, so now the question is for Kritika. Kritika, your question is, tell me the advantages of using controlled components over uncontrolled components in React forms.
Okay. So usually controlled components in React is used to, we are usually used to control components by basic of the whatever the values inside the component, that only we will get it as a controlled component, like a text of value, whatever we making inside the components, that is called as a components. So that whatever changes are updating inside within the component in React, it will be controlled by the component. But what is the disadvantage? When we go outside the browsers, it's not controlled by others. Like how we going with a native browser, it is controlled over the other browsers. So this is not advantage. If we want to this is happening in that time, we are going only with our controlled components. So the values are updating, we can get it directly from the our set state or use state using our use state instead of using other like use ref. This is an uncontrolled component we are getting from other outside the browsers. We are fetching outside it. So this is the basic advantage of controlled components.
Okay. So here we have done the second round itself. So now the third round will be like very basic questions which you guys have already learned in JavaScript. So that's why I'm going to ask you those questions also. So here we go. So first question is to Tiwari. Tiwari, can you tell me what are ES6 modules in JavaScript?
Uh, I don't get what are you asking? Like ES6 features.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So basically, ES6 is introduced in 2015. Yeah, so basically it is introduced to overcome all the problems we have had in our past JavaScript. So we have some problems in our past JavaScript. So to improve that JavaScript, so that we can write more like improved code or more readable or suitable code. So ECMAScript introduced ES6 in 2015. So we got several new methods. Like in 2050, introduced we have one method by which we are declaring a variable var. But after 2015, we have two new methods, let and const. With the help of that, we can easily declare variables. Like if we have a variable, uh, that variable we don't want to change in future, so we can declare through const. Or if we have a like variable which we want to don't reassign the new value, so we use let. And along with that, we have also several other method we have it produced in ES6 2000. Yeah.
Okay. So your answer is not fully, like there are some of the more methods like map is there. There is all more methods. I really want you guys to answer those questions. I want Kritika to complete the answer. What is ES6 modules?
Okay. ES6 is a ECMAScript. This is an advanced way of a JavaScript. In the old JavaScript, we use the more traditional method of using, but in ES6, we have that is added advantages over here. In oldest method, we have only variable with the var is there, but in ES6, it is add on with the let and cast. In this variable, we can able to reassign and redeclare can be happened, and const we can't do redeclare and reassign. So that will be the constant values over there. And it's also that the advanced method of a functions. So like a function in the different methods of function, like a map method, filter, reduce. So these are the some of the methods we are going with the advanced methods in the functions. And in ES6 we can also use objects. In different types of objects are there. Inside the objects method is also there. Like object, inside the object we can use another objects or functions or arrays. So these are the some of the more advantages which makes our work in very easy and simpler manner than we compare to the older version of a JavaScript. This is the main purpose we are using ECMAScript.
Okay, well answered. So basically, this is the ECMAScript, which has several methods introduced in it to just shorten our code. There are arrow functions, as Kritika already explained about it all. So yeah. Okay, I'm so sorry that I said ES6 modules. I was supposed to say ES6 methods. So, okay, please forgive. I mean, forgive me about it. Okay. So my next question is to Amit. Amit, can you tell me what are constructor functions in JavaScript?
Okay. Constructor function in JavaScript is a function itself, only a function, but it is a special function because it starts with a capital letter. And the main benefits of constructor function is that whenever we use a constructor function, whenever we define a constructor function, then the main motive is it just creates or generates objects. Like it is mainly used to generate or create objects with shared properties and methods. So while using a constructor method, while defining a constructor method, we use some new keywords like new keyword. Sorry, this keyword. This keyword basically refers to the object that we are going to create through that constructor function. And in constructor function, we can actually define the method as well. And after invoking the constructor function, whenever we create an object, then those objects basically share the properties and methods with other objects which are also created by that constructor function. So the benefits of constructor function is that we can create objects in a very simpler manner, like one line code, define a constructor function once, and we can generate any number of objects with a one line code. And those objects are basically linked with the constructor functions prototype. And we can actually perform inheritance over there. Like we can link one object to another object by linking their prototype chains. So constructor functions are very useful when we want prototype chains between objects. Yeah.
Yes, well answered. So constructor functions are basically some functions which helps us to reduce the task of creating objects again and again. They help us with providing this and new keywords. With these keywords, we can create multiple objects in just one go. This keyword always inherit the properties of parent, through which we can get the properties of parent and target it to the child when we are creating it. Okay. So this is answered. Now it's turn of Maheen. So Maheen, can you tell me what is the use of promises in JavaScript?
Okay, so promises is like model way to handle the XML request, like HTTP request, API request. So it is the promise is the object, and we are using object. We can get the all the response whatever from the API, like a new keyword promise, and in parentheses we have a response and reject. So while response is true, so it give like a response with response, and when it will rejected, so it will give us as a rejected. And in progress there are three states. First is pending state. It means promise is the processing. It's not done or it's not rejected. And second thing is fulfilled. It means our promise is done. Now we get whatever we want from API. And third is the rejection, and whatever means our promise is not fulfilled, and whatever we want to get it we don't get. And after by using promises we can solve the problem of a fallback hell. So for solving the problem fallback hell, we all using the promises, and using promises is a very advanced advantage. Like we don't need to deal with very callbacks and callback hell and whatever the problem we are facing previously. And previously we were using XML entity something like this, and it was very tough to take. So also we have a using promise instead of this, and using promise we can easily face the any kind of API, any kind of data from the API.
Okay, well answered. Promises are something which help us to know that whether the task has been completed or not, and then they run that whether it is completed, then it will shift to next context, which is explained by Maheen. And if not, the promises are solved, then it will move to the next. Okay. So now the question for Kritika. Kritika, can you tell me what is the use of fetching the data in JavaScript?
Okay. Usually the fetching the data means we are getting the data from outside other browsers or links. That is the fetching the data. So we are used with the fetch data. When we start fetching the data, it will it will get the .then and .catch is method. So from .that, it converts the data into a usual JSON format, and it will convert the data in a readable method. And .catch, if there is any error over there, it will tell that the errors over there. So usually we fetch the data by the asynchronous method. That is the best method to fetch the data in case of any delay in the getting the data. In asynchronous method, we use the await, so that we await and set interval or set timeout. These are the things we will use while fetching the data as a asynchronous method. So we will get the data on time without any delaying of any other function is running over there. It will not make unavoidable relapping over the other functions. So this is a best method to using fetching the data. Thank you.
Okay, well answered. Fetching the data simply means to fetch someone other's code into our code to just reduce the task. It can be an object, it can be an array, so that there can be multiple objects which we really want to use them into our page. And these all are really very reusable components. Like, it's not only restricted that only I can use, anyone can use the one link multiple times at multiple pages. So yes, well explained by you. So hence I already told this was the optional round, and because it was just a revision of previous topics so that we don't forget that whatever we have learned so far about JavaScript. So I included these questions. So yeah, so here we come to the end of the meet, and tomorrow another host, whosoever will be, I will request that guy to include the practical questions I will already provide to him. Okay. So yeah, here we come to the end of the meet. So bye bye, tata, and take care. And those guys who really want to join us, they can fill out the forms which is already mentioned in the description, so that we can invite you as a guest and you guys can also participate into our meet. And second thing is this, that whenever you come to the meet, please come prepared with a particular topic so that you will be able to answer the questions. So yes, please subscribe the channel of Vishal Tiwari Vlogs, which is the name of the channel. And stay healthy, stay tuned, take care, and keep learning. Yeah, bye bye.